Today I want to give you 6 tips how to learn German fast, efficiently and without frustration. First tip, don't be a perfectionist. So German is not an easy language to learn. You always have to keep that in mind. And being a perfectionist will make it so much more difficult for you. I'll explain you why. The German language is not easy. Why? Give you 2 examples. You have to learn the male, neutral or female article for each and every word. That's already quite a challenge. Then we have this case system with 4 different cases, which causes headaches for a lot of students. So there are a lot of rules, but also a lot of exceptions. And as a beginner, it's impossible to understand every detail, to learn every exception, or to be perfect. The problem is you already learn a lot of grammar rules in the A1 level. A lot of grammar topics are already introduced, even though they are difficult. But you need to understand it's only about having a foundation. It's about understanding these basic concepts. It's not about understanding everything and every detail. Because if you do try to understand everything, you will get frustrated and give up. I promise you, over time it will get easier for you. These grammar topics appear again in level A2, B1, and then it goes a little deeper, but you will better understand what it's all about. So as a beginner, your focus should really be to expand vocabulary, to understand some of these basic rules and concepts, but not focus on too many details. Tip number 2, learn grammar and vocabulary in context. What does that mean? If you just learn tons of words at a time, they won't end up in your long-term memory. Try to learn up to 15 words at a time and learn them in context. That means writing an example or reading a whole sentence with that word. That's a much more efficient way to learn the words. Same applies to grammar. Don't just learn abstract rules. Always practice examples. And always look for these basic concepts instead for the details. You will have to learn exceptions because the German language is full of them, but do it gradually. It's really helpful to get immersion into the language, to read a lot of texts and to listen to the German language. Reading text and listening to the German language will help you so much to solidify new words and grammar structures. Tip number 3, create a learning routine. That's maybe the most important step in your learning journey. First, you have to set yourself realistic goals and stick to them. And secondly, I recommend you to learn in manageable amounts. With consistency, you will have steady progress and you won't lack motivation. I recommend you to learn 15 minutes per day or 15 to 45 minutes multiple times per week. Now you will say, I don't have 15 minutes per day. I completely understand. You don't have to sit down 45 minutes each day in front of a vocabulary sheet. You can integrate it in your daily activities. For example, if you spend a lot of time in your car, do listening exercises while you drive. If you spend a lot of time on trains, do reading exercises while you travel. On another day, you can repeat the vocabulary you picked up during the reading or listening exercises. Once per week you can try to have a little conversation or build sentences. On another day you can exclusively focus on grammar. Try to learn some new rules and do some exercises. Tip number 4, don't start from zero. As an adult learner, you don't have to start from zero. Don't forget, age is just a number and no excuse. Actually, it is an advantage to be older. A lot of students think they can't learn languages because they are simply too old. That's absolutely not true. You do have a lot of experience how to learn languages as an adult learner. You have learned your native language not only naturally as a child but in a structured way at school, and probably you have learned foreign languages. So you know which methods work for you. Try to remember what helped you, what didn't help you, what motivated you, and what was easy for you. Another advantage is you do have a native language and maybe foreign languages you already speak. Those languages can help you out. As an English speaker, you will recognize a lot of words that are similar in German. So it's easy for you to build up vocabulary. If you speak a Slavic language, you will be familiar with the case system. That will help you a lot. So you already know your learning habits, you know how to best learn, and age is just a number and no excuse. Tip number 5, put pen to paper. That sounds very old-fashioned, but it will help you so much to memorize words and new structures. I know it's so easy today, you can just get translations, you don't have to write anything anymore, you don't even have to type anything anymore. You can get instant translations and everything is so easy. But that way you won't learn foreign languages. You will have to build sentences on your own, and if you write them down, you can better memorize them. You can of course type your notes or exercises into a document, but I would even recommend using pen and paper. Handwriting helps you so much to memorize words and structures. I have written this book, German for Beginners, and in that book you can find all you need. You got reading text, listening exercises, dialogues, vocabulary lists. You learn a lot about Germany, culture, geography, tips how to write text, you have grammar rules and exercises. You can learn in those manageable amounts, in small units and at your pace. So if you're interested, please check the link below. Tip number 6. Practice the language as much as you can. It is important to read a lot and listen a lot to the German language, but it's also important to build a lot of sentences. It may be really helpful for you to have a language partner to practice speaking. If you have no one at hand, I recommend you to try italki. I have been a customer myself there for several years, and it has always been a great experience because it's very flexible and affordable. You don't need a subscription, you can just choose a teacher, book a lesson and see if you like it. To practice reading, I recommend you to use either textbooks or graded readers. Graded readers that are a little bit beyond your actual level will help you to get more exposure to the language and pick up more words. Whereas easier versions will help you to solidify the words and grammar structures you already know. Don't ignore grammar completely. It will be too hard to correct all structural errors later. But if there is a topic you don't fully understand at the moment, don't try too hard. Just move on, learn new words, read text, build sentences, and get back to that topic later. Most likely it will be easier for you to understand later. Don't search for or try to learn every exception. And don't expect every rule to be logic. It is not always logic. I know there are languages which are very hard, but they are very logic. In German there are too many exceptions. Try to be consistent with the time you spend learning and try to move forward. But take it lightly with those exceptions and rules. The only thing I really would not take lightly is try to learn the articles and try to understand the basic concepts. So I hope those tips will help you. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon.